Welcome to another episode of East Meets West on leadership. And yes, we do apologize for last week and that we were not able to go live. However, we're back and to share even some of the learnings from last week and other learnings that we can add value to you so that you continue to add value to others. And with me today, as usual, is Coach Harish from India. And welcome, Coach, as we speak today. So,
I'm so happy, Shanti, that you have gone through something great in the last week. And we would like to share with our viewers the wisdom that you got by attending those sessions with some great leaders of the world, especially my guru, John Maxwell, and the team at the Maxwell Institute, Maxwell Academy. There are some great people, great leaders, and some great speakers who speak on leadership, who speak on the quality of leadership, who speak on abundant leadership, who speak on agile leadership, and all aspects of leadership. So today there is a role transfer. I am going to ask you those questions. And A, what three things you learned which you are taking to your heart when you went for this trip to learn, to teach, to listen, and become a new person? I want you to share in this episode of East Meets West. What we missed last week needs to be captured today, and we need to share it with our people. What's the best that you learned, and how you have captured it, and how you want to convey it to this part of the world, which is your part of the world. And when you share it, this part of the world where I belong, they will listen, learn, and care and take it to their heart. Go ahead.
sure. So, I must start by saying that John Maxwell and the team at the John Maxwell Foundation have a heart to serve. And I do believe that they demonstrate what servant leadership looks like and to want to, invest your resources, your time. Some people took their vacation time to go and invest into the people in the DR. And I honestly admire that there are people that want to do things and to see change in this world. And one of my learning would be to coming out of that where it is that to see there is still hope, that maybe even if there's just a handful of people who wants to transform this world, right, there are still people out there who believes that it can be changed, that things can happen. And so I think having that hope fuels people, and people without hope in this world is, you know it, it's sad. It is something that you will be miserable if you don't have hope. And some people may see it as what's the purpose of doing something if there is no hope of it changing, so why even bother, right? And that is something that I saw there, is that there are people in that country that know or have the hope that things can change. And so they want to do something about it. They're going to invest their time too. And what we did, it was 200 coaches with John Maxwell and the team from the John Maxwell Foundation that went into the DR, and I must say that they did this also in Paraguay, in Guatemala, and Costa Rica before, and they're planning to even go to a few other countries are set up for next year, and for these things to happen, it must be that the people in the country wants it. Because who are we to come and tell a country that you need to change? People won't change. People won't do anything if you tell them. People don't like to be told what to do. And so it must come from us. It must come from in our heart. The people must want to see things change and change for the betterment, and not, I would say, not kind of band-aid kind of change that you just cover the wounds and then things happen back. And I do believe, yes, it's a long-term strategy, if you want to put it that way, of implementing something that will have to be, worked on and keep working on. And so that takes patience, that takes a heart that will be persistent, and the determination that is going to need it, the courage and every aspect that is going to go with that to make something like that happen. And you won't give up on the way, when you might not even see no results within a year, might be, and you might say, oh, this is not working, and you might just give up. But that is not what I see. I see people who want to do this, who's going to take the training that the 200 coaches went out into these different organizations and teach people how to go and facilitate transformation tables around the 12 values that were selected by that country. And so what they did was that they did surveys and focus groups and came up with these values that, that this country particularly want to see happen or things to change. And that's where it stems out of. And the workbooks and everyday materials was developed around those values. And it's now that they're going to take it and continue working with the people in that country. And yes, sometimes this generation, the older generation, might not be impacted so much, but I do believe the generation that is coming up now, because they're the ones who is going to be in the future. We might not be there anymore, and so change might not happen in the year, but maybe 2 years, 3 years, in the next 5 years, you will see value based leadership, I would say. You would see people who lead with the value of valuing others. And I think that's where, as leaders, we have lost our way. I think that's where many leaders, not only in the government, in organizations too, where they lost the heart of what leadership should look like and what it means to value. So being valuable and being able to add value to others, it's the whole concept of all of this. How do we value people? And I think that's why all these coaches sacrifice to go there, is because they value people's life. They value, yes, I've never went to this country, and yet when I go there, those people were so friendly, that they were so appreciative that I came there and invested my time to teach them something. And I could remember one of the organization that I was at, it's a woman, yeah, it's Prosperanza, I think was the name. Yeah, but it's a woman empowerment organization, and it's to see the hunger of these women, that they want change, and they had so many questions. And I was just so grateful that, with God's wisdom, that I was able to give answers that they could have relate to, and that they could take back and go apply back in their lives. And I think that is was more impactful for me, that I was able to add value to someone's life. Yes, I know it's many people there, but for me, even if it's just one person that I could have helped and transformed their thinking, and they're going to go transform their lives, that I think it was worth it.
So
So,
you fed the hunger of the country, and the transformation you could see in those 3, 4, 5, 7 days that you invested with them. The people were willing to learn. There was zero resistance, and they wanted to learn and were happy to be served the knowledge, the wisdom that you were carrying with you, and they were accepting that with an open heart and accepting that they need to become better by bringing it close to them and learning from what you gave them during these 7 days. Brilliant. I'm so very happy. So, if I may ask you, what is one thing that you gave which was very close to your heart to them and created, as I use choose the word, abundance in their life from who they were and who they became?
So during the facilitation of this training, one of the, I would say, the concept that we were teaching, one of the value was on listening. And many people had many questions on that because I think we all suffer from actually being present and listening to someone when they're talking. And so one of the participants asked the question, you know, for her, she usually get distracted and she doesn't listen. And, how can she be less distracted and be present to hear what the person is saying? And so I shared with her, it happens to me too. It's that sometimes when somebody something they're saying that is really not interested for me, I will just zone out. And what I said to them is actually, I think my faith has helped me a lot in how do I value people, because I do believe that people are the image of God. And if I am to say that, I have the image of God here on this call here, and if God is living in Coach Harish, then how would I treat him? Right? Would I listen to him? Would I be my mind would it go wandering? Would I disrespect him by just being on my phone, or just do something else whilst this person is talking to me? How would I see this person and how would I treat them? And that was something that was mind blowing for them to see that, okay, how can I see the person in front of me as if it is God who is actually in front of me? So when they speak, I'm going to listen because I would not disrespect God. And why should I disrespect the person in front of me? Because he is the image or she is the image of God. And so I think it's how do we put things into perspective. But that was something that helped me to get out of that frame of mind that when people are speaking, to give them my full attention. And so when I shared that with them, they all started to clap, and I could see because I can't speak Spanish, but I had a translator working with me at each one of these sessions, and that was also amazing. I got to meet some of the translators who were doing this for the interpreters who were doing it for the first time, and so they're so nervous, and being able to give them a peace of mind also was interesting for me to work with them on that side of it too. But I think they also drew from my confidence and made them also calm down and be able to do their part, because many people will be listening to what they say. And so yeah, that was so interesting, that part of it. But I think what I give to them there in my answers were things that they could have actually go yes and relate to, and go also and practice it in their lives.
I think there is a book in the writing now. Your 7 days visit to this Dominic Republic. Am I right?
Dominican Republic.
This deserves a book from you.
Yeah.
My learnings and my givings to the Dominic Republic with great leaders of the world from the John Maxwell Institute and John Maxwell himself. This people will love to read in your country, and I think you should share more and more. Each day that you were there, each day those people that you facilitated, helped them become and bring that change in them. That contribution is for life for them. That's your gift to them. And they, in turn, have given you this lifelong memory to cherish their visit to this great country where you went these 7 days and you gave them so much that they will remember you for many, many years. And as long as they live, the change that you brought in them needs mention, is worth a book. That's my sincere request to you. Pen it down day by day and acknowledge those people whom you met during this journey and who you will remember and communicate with regularly hereafter. So that's my learning from what you said. And I am also going on a 3 day visit tomorrow to a city called Ahmedabad in India, where I am addressing a group of 100 people from the Lions fraternity. The Lions is a global international community. They operate in almost 170 plus countries globally, and they do projects for uplifting society and welfare in those countries where they are, and they participate regularly, and they have got some great teams. In India only we have 1.2 million lions, and worldwide there are many, many millions. So I am going to share with them my signature program, Reset Your Mindset, and learn to give. Your motto at Lions is we serve. Learn how to serve more, care more, and grow more. Communities who can help each other grow and make this planet Earth a great place to live. So that's my give. And then I'm doing a public seminar on Sunday. Saturday, I do a closed community of lions. And Sunday evening, I'm addressing 250 women entrepreneurs on empowerment. So this is a great opportunity. Like you shared, you got an opportunity. I have got this opportunity. And I am looking forward to creating leaders from ordinary people. Ordinary people who have a drive, who have a mission, who had a vision to become something and give more by focusing on personal development, personal growth, and personal qualities that they need to bring to themselves to look at themselves to be a leader, whether a small group or a big group or a large group. Everybody born on planet Earth is competent to lead, and so he or she should lead. So it was very interesting to listen from you, and I'm sure when you reconnect with them, there'll be a lot of great stories that they will share. That after you left, we have worked hard on ourselves and made this great habit which you taught us during your stay with us. And everybody is willing to learn. Everybody is willing to grow. Everybody wants to create an impact in the lives of people. And I'm sure you have impacted a lot of people on this visit of yours. And may you keep giving them, may you keep serving them, and may you keep adding value. The mention of value is very important because we need to add value to those lives who listen to us, participate with us, and they need to grow by adding value to the lives of people around them. So, this is a great share, and I love John Maxwell for adding values to our lives and we in turn adding values to lives of people whom we interact with, whom we are surrounded with, and whom we share our care for them. I am so happy and I'm so proud to listen to you, Shanti, today. You must have added a couple of thousand people more to your kitty by adding value to those lives. What else do you need to share which people took back and will remember you?
So, something that I actually wanted to talk about today is on leadership and solitude. And I find that, some of us are so busy, and we are busy, busy, busy. If you ask actually somebody, majority of conversations start, I know you're busy, but can I have a minute of your time? And that, stepping out to do this trip here, yes, it's taken out from your busy schedule to actually go and add value, give part of yourself to someone else. And so sometimes we could be so busy, though. I do believe as leaders we need to also have a timeout, and I call it the solitude. There's Nguyen in his book too, Making All Things New. It's how to just pause and put aside like quiet time, whether it's in the morning or whenever you want to. But for me, I remember the last night in Punta Cana, just on the beach, sitting there in the quietness, and the moon on the ocean. It was so beautiful actually. But it's just quiet your thoughts and just to listen, and maybe in meditation or listening to God, and just speaking prayerfully, or talking to him. But it's like quiet in your spirit, just to hear, to be refueled, and to go again. But I do believe, it's important that we take time out as leaders to just get fuel back, and so that you can run again. And I think that that's what we get from when we go to conferences. When you go and involved in doing something for others, it's fueling you back into that servant mind. And also because every time you also give, you need to step out and get fuel back, whether you do it through God or how do you do it, it's your choice. But I do believe taking that solitude, that quiet time to just pour back into you so that you can pour back into others. And it's supposed to be something, at least if it's every day or every couple of days. It depends on you how you see it and how your requirements. But I do believe that is also one important aspect of taking time out to just get refueled. What
And
are
you
your
need
thoughts?
to get refueled every month, every week, every day. That's why we take a good sleep. We dream big, we sleep well, and we recharge our bodies, our mind, and we are ready for some great work every day, new morning, new work, and new challenges that you need to address. And this is called being aware. When people are aware, they don't use the word I am busy. They value their time. They commit and get the best out of that time that they have. And this is what they teach people. How do you value your time and how do you create value in the time that you give 10 times, 20 times, 100 times to people who you are surrounded by, who you surround with, and who you live with? So I am very happy to be aware. These 45 minutes that we invest together every week is my aware time. And I look forward when I and you, Shanti and Abundant Coach Harish Mehta, will share with the world what they learned in the week. And today we are sharing what we learned in the last 15 days. and we are in different continents, different parts on planet Earth, and yet we are connected for these 30, 40 minutes every week. Why? Because there is something to give, something to share, something to learn from each other. So, with this, I think today you have given us what you gave to this people, the community, the country called Dominican Republic in your part of the world, and with some great people from the John Maxwell Leadership Institute who participated with you and gave so much that people have got a lot of work to do in that country on themselves and the community that they live in and the country that they want to lead. So I'm so proud that we did this sharing and caring and listening and learning with each other today. And your intention of going there with a big give and how it translates them to accept that and become better, you will see and watch in the times to come. So thank you, Shanti. This was superb. This was great. This was brilliant. And I'm looking forward to give my share next week to your people what I gave, what I learned, and what people will learn for the rest of their life in the knowledge that we shared and we shall continue to share around the world. What else would you like to share before we conclude today's session?
Yes, coach. Indeed, I do believe is we need to have the abundant mind that wants to serve. And when you do have that mind, it's going and do something for someone else. It's not really doing for them. It also have, it's like a two-edged sword for me that both side actually gets affected, and you get to be built also, and you get to be transformed also, and it's a working in your heart too that happens not only for that person but for you too. And so I do believe that sometimes it's good you go do something for someone else, and you will also get more meaning for your life, more than what they would receive you will receive. So even John Maxwell said that to all of us, that not only Dominica Republic would be transformed, we also are getting transformed in the whole process. And so that's what it does for you too. And as you serve, and we can serve in different ways, but as you serve, you are also getting transformed in your heart too. And so I would encourage, when you can do for others, go do. Give it your all.
So, with this note, we continue to serve leadership, we continue to serve people who are willing to listen, learn, grow, and lead in East as well as West. So, thank you all for watching and looking forward to meet you again next Thursday, 10 p.m. India time and 12:30 p.m. Guyana time. This is Harish Mehta and Shanti signing off for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, coach. See everyone.